We're going to be discussing more about the Empress. The Empress. The Empress, how I said that she's a stately figure having rich vestments and royal aspect, as a daughter of a heaven and earth. Right? Her diagram is of the 12 stars above her head. Reminds me of the 7 zodiacs, and her being star constellation of Virgo, with the moon under her feet and clothed in the sun, with the Jupiter and Melchizedek. She is a representation of the lower Garden of Eden in the priesthood of liturgical Masoranic law of Moses. Now, we're not under the law, like I stated in my other videos, that the law is ended and an end of sin. Sin is a transgression of the law. Therefore, the temple in Jerusalem ended with the Gog and Magog war in between 66 AD to 70 AD. 66 AD to 70 AD. Now, guys, I'm going to read all. With the 12 stars, which is representation of the 12 disciples of Jesus and the 12 tribes of Israel, gathered in the cluster. That tells me it's a zodiac. It's symbol Venus, okay? Vertical with Venus, with moon under her feet. Virgo, she's called actually. And then she's a field of corn is reaping in front of her. That tells me it's fertility. She's like the round Mother Earth fertility in procreation. A woman's fertility is the egg. The earth is shaped on the egg. The earth is like a spirit in the shape of the egg. And beyond there is a waterfall. Waterfall. The scepter that she bears is summoned by the globe of this world. She is in lower parts of the Garden of Eden, earthly paradise. Power and authority symbolising the embodiment of body vessel. Okay? Being the woman of the womb of the upside down triangle in the star of Ramphon. You got the triangle that's pointing up, that means manhood. The triangle's pointing down, that means female, womanhood. Alright? And there's a shape of a womb of upside down triangle. Pointing up is the man's phallus, pointing upward. I'm not going to go into much great details of the genitalia here, but it's like somewhere down the lines. That's what the star represents, and it depends how you look at it. That's just a fleshly, carnal meaning behind it, but it's been reconciled to the higher priesthood of the high priestess. Came in the order of Melchizedek. The Empress came in the order of liturgical, represents the liturgical order. But anyway, I'm not going to get into great details of that today. But the fruitful mother of thousands, alright? All the symbolise a visible house of man. She is not a Regina Coeli, but she is still a refigured woman, Pacaturum, a refuge of sinners, like I stated last night, a fruitful mother of thousands. You need to respect the mother nature, because procreation is important to some. When she says she is above all things universally, fecundity, that's to do with fertility and childbirth and procreation and the outer sense of the word. She's more like the Garden of Venus, the female symbol of feminine fertility. Does that link to like the law of three, of reincarnation. Yes, and I said this in my video about reincarnation being a part of the law of three. You got the birth, life, and death, and being reincarnated. You look at the plant, how it dies, out the seed shoots out roots and grows a stem, and then get the flower bud, and it grows into a beautiful flower, and then it waves at the end of its life, and when it dies, it regrows again. That's cycle of reincarnation of the flesh. Now Eve took fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. It was more like a fig fruit because Jesus cursed the fig tree that bare no fruit. And the fig is a representation of the fig tree, of fruit, knowledge of good and evil, duality. Okay? And duality isn't called, it's carnality. The Empress, if you notice, represents our sister, a faith wisdom that needs to be reconciled back to the Christ conscience within. It's Pistis, our faith, sister faith, but the high priestess is the higher wisdom. So that's my strong esoterics on that. And in the book of Revelation, the woman give birth in child pains is the Mary, the mother of Jesus, the Virgin Mary, is the young woman, a maiden, that was pregnant with Christ, a virgin birth, as some people say. So she reminds me of the star constellation of Virgo. Okay, she just stop there. Here we are, back again. Right, chapter 12 in Revelation. A great portent appeared in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, Virgo, with a moon under her feet, and on her head are the crown of 12 stars, the zodiacs. Right, she was pregnant and was crying out in birth pangs, in the agony of giving birth. Then another portent appeared in heaven, a great red dragon, the Leviathan, the old serpent, given knowledge of good and evil. That Mary is a representation of Garden in Eden, of Eve, alright, who became the mother of all living things, of the flesh. Okay. The great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads are the 7 deadly sins, and the 10 horns are the representation of the 10 commandments, carnal commandments that Moses gave on Mount Sinai when he broke the original 10 commandments from Mount Horeb. And then Moses went into Mount Sinai and brought up the 10 commandments instead. Carnal, which you can't follow the law. There's 7 diagrams on his head. Right. And his tail swiped down 1/3 of the stars of heaven and threw them into the earth. Then the dragon stood before the woman and was about to bear a child. Now that child is the Christ, the seed of the Father, not the seed of the serpent. The seed serpent, if it is a man's DNA strength, from a man's fullest is the semen, the sperm. That's what the seed of the serpent is the flesh serpent. A child who's to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. That's the Christ. The rod of iron is within you, up to your pineal gland. But yeah, this is very good. I'm going to read the rest of this in my next video. More so. Sumo to be salam.